Hi, this is Chinmay, and this is how I learned to make games. So I think for me, it has to be Assassin's Creed, like I said. So I think I started playing Assassin's Creed back in when I was in seventh or sixth grade, maybe, and I got too much into the storyline. I that was the game that got me into philosophy and stuff, and made me think as to even if the end of the path is correct, or the journey sorry even if what you want is correct, the journey means a lot. It doesn't mean that you fucking kill like millions of people and be like, yeah, now we have peace. That doesn't matter at all. So yeah, it got me thinking a lot, and I enjoyed playing that game extremely. And uh, to some extent, I would say that it made me who I am today. So yeah, playing Assassin's Creed 1, 2, all those Ezio trilogy and everything, just brilliant. I think it would have been a slightly gradual process. I never thought about this initially. I think I was in eighth or ninth when I thought about creating something which will sort of have an impact on the society, a product which will make some kind of a dent, or basically something useful. So my initial thought was, because I hated Windows, I absolutely hated Windows. So I thought कि नहीं ये तो नहीं, I don't like this. I need to maybe I can create an OS of my own. Later on, I found out that there are so many distributions of Linux and stuff, so you can fuck around with that and stuff. So that was awesome. But it didn't dive deep too much into Linux at the end. So initially, it started out with this, that I would like to create my own OS. But then, since I also had the idea of that I liked gaming and stories and stuff, so I always thought that, yeah, uh, it would be a great idea for me to create a game basically, which has a great storyline or something. So yeah, that was when I first thought of creating a game. And I guess in 11th and 12th, when I got into computer science a little bit, initially I wasn't too much into computer science because too much into physics, chemistry, and maths because of, oh, which college will I be able to get into because of JEE and mains. But once I got the hang of it, I started understanding some concepts. That was just too good for me. I wasn't able to leave it aside. So that's when I decided that this is something that I would like to do, as I have great passion in that. So that is what I wanted to do. And aligning it with games and game development, I thought that all of these things are aligning properly. So that is why I thought that that's it. Game development is the thing. So yeah, for me, uh, the 11th and 12th did not end up great. I did not get extremely great marks in JEE or advance. So I got admission in DTU, but not in computers branch. Uh, I got into polymer science and chemical technology. So that was also something that I was greatly interested in, because of the fact that I was into chemistry. So these were the two things that I was very much into, either game development or in chemistry, basically towards more of science background, completely science background. Okay, so after first year, that was clarified कि I don't want to do this chemistry, because that shit was absolutely boring. So then I started looking into this game dev only. I started on with YouTube channels and stuff. Checked out the first thing that pops up on every YouTube page regarding game dev is Brackeys. So yeah, started with that. After moved on to Unity 3D College as well, Jason Feynman, and and after that I also poked around a lot, but I've always had this feeling that this is not good. I'm not able to build something concrete. I'm not able to learn properly. It would have either required me to do a lot of hit and trial, because there is no specific course or anything related to Unity and I can just go in there and download some stuff or something like that. Ki, yeah, this is the curriculum that I need to follow. Nothing works like that. So that's why I think it was great that I could find something like Outscal. So could get at least a head start as to matlab, a curriculum that I could follow. And yeah, that was a great thing for me. I could understand there is a path that I could follow, and once I followed the path, I could see the numerous paths that I could follow myself, not just with the help of Outscan. A lot of doors opening up and stuff like that, at least in my head, not literally. So yeah, I do not think that I had any negative feedback from anyone regarding me switching, or it was not exactly a switch, right? I was just going into game development. There wasn't like I had decided that I'll go be a software developer, then I'll be switching. There was no switch for me. So it was starting from second year of college. It was like, nah, there is nothing else. I'll be a game developer. There is no questions there. So, and that's how broke the news to everyone. It's not like I was telling them that maybe game development is a good thing, and they were like, opinions, opinions, opinions. No, it's not good. So, as far as my line was concerned, I always got the question that, yeah, Chinmay, you're in chemistry department and stuff. Why did you go into game development? I was like, I took the field that I got in DTO. There is nothing more to it than that. I wanted to do game development. That's it. That's my focus. So yeah, and as far as my studies went and my games went, I made a few things and I could show that I'm making progress, but I felt myself that I wasn't making great progress. So yeah, that's why the curriculum was important, I guess. So for me, it was I had direct communication with Mayank actually. So I knew from him about Outscal. So that's why I think I was from the early batches as well, Clan 3. So yeah, direct communication with the CEO, I guess. Challenge that I faced was, okay, first of all, let me just say that the first thing that took me by surprise was how the curriculum was shaped. I was under the impression that it would be sort of like something like a school teaching or a college teaching. Ki chapters, you are given chapters, you read upon stuff, then you are given some exams or something like that. It wasn't like that at all, and I was so happy because of that. It is not exactly theory and then exams. It was completely based on a little bit of theory, then fuck around with the logic and make your own game. Make your own projects. That is so much practical because that's what you end up doing anyways, right? It's not like you're going to end up writing exams for a fucking company at the end of the day. They're like, हाँ, go for exam. हाँ, 100 number ला. ना ना, ये थोड़ी ना होता है. So yeah, that was really good, and I found that to be very, very oriented towards how I wanted to learn myself personally. So, and the biggest challenge that I initially faced was MVC because I did not have a lot of knowledge of computers architecture at least, or the code architecture or anything. Well, I am from a fucking chemical background. I don't have a lot of prior knowledge about how things are working. All the knowledge that I gained myself was from poking around myself. I had great knowledge on hardware, I had great knowledge on many other things, but not specifically code architecture and stuff. So when that came about, it was something that I took a little time in. I wasn't exactly great at it initially because yeah, I was spending a lot of time on small things as well. But I'm glad that I did because in today's date I can literally create an MVC model in just like half an hour and I'll be done. That's it. So building that foundation, getting that time, getting that motivation, and I was the lucky few, I guess, who got who studied under Mank as well. So that was just on another level. Uh, but yeah, I think learning from the projects itself was the best part about the entire thing.
Got
Because
it.
at the end of which, if you can see something that you have built yourself, a full-fledged game or something that you have made yourself, that is a big thing for a first timer, I guess. And for me, it was. I think that would have been the Battle Tank game, the Unity Advanced project at that time. The curriculum has changed a lot now. So, yeah. The Battle Tank game that I took up had a lot of things in it, a lot of design patterns and stuff, a lot of practical knowledge as to how you can implement skins, how you can do this, how you can do that. A lot of things were included in that. So I felt that every new topic that they covered was really important when it came to specifically games, and it is something that will be used every single minute, if not second. That's the kind of knowledge that was given. I think I literally use it every minute, I say. Okay, so I joined Outscal in my fourth year, and regarding the placements, I think I sat for just one company in Outscal as well, and I got that offer around January or February, something like that. And that was a good interview and everything, so had a great experience. And as far as the my college placements go, so I did not sit for any of my DTU placements when it came to that, because I was pretty sure that I was keeping an eye on all the companies that were coming in, and I knew that there weren't any oriented towards game development. But almost at the end of the placement season in DTU, there was this one company that was oriented towards game development, and I thought that great opportunity. Maybe I'll sit for that, even if I don't want the job after I clear it. I just wanted to see if I clear. That's all. I just wanted to see what kind. It would be a good practice for me, an interview practice, a sort of a little self boost, as in if I could clear, and if I do get a better offer, maybe I'll shift. Maybe I won't. I don't know. That was for a later stage. But I sat for that job, and every round I cleared fairly easily, because it was a very, very basic interview. They weren't expecting anything out of these DTU pass outs, because of the fact that nobody generally learns game development in college. It's a very low percentage of students. I was one of those. So I was fairly certain that the amount that they were offering, since it is for an a person who is not experienced in game development, and it was also an amount that I was not I was getting an amount more than that anyways. So I asked them to increase that amount after I cleared all the rounds, and that they did not find professionals, apparently, because without any further communication they just barred me from the placement pipeline. And I got a message after the barring from the head of the placement department, the student who was handling all that stuff. He called me up and said that apparently the HR found you unprofessional, and we have barred you from the placement pipeline. And I told him what happened, and I still don't understand what exactly went down between the HR and that person, but at the end I was barred. Yeah, Outscal helped me a lot for the placement pipeline. So my pipeline was a little exceptional, I would say, because of the fact that I was in college. Most of the students in my clan, at least, were already graduates, switching, like you said, from somewhere or whatever, from a normal software job or something else entirely. So since that was the case, most of them were enrolled into the placement pipeline way before me. I was enrolled into the placement pipeline with some other batch or something. Basically, it was not exactly batch wise, it was just something that they told me, now you're part of a placement pipeline. So but that was because of the fact that I couldn't get offers uh, prior to that, because I was still in college, and that would have been a clash. And yeah, so when my time did come, I think that was around, like I said, January. So I got into the placement pipeline, and the first company that I sat for, I got the job, and I didn't have to go for any other. I guess I guess lucky. I don't know. I don't know how to exactly understand this myself. Maybe I was lucky. Maybe I was good. I don't know. So yeah, uh, that was a great journey. And not only did they push my resume to these companies and stuff, but also they prepared me for these interviews because I remember this that I had sessions for mock interviews and stuff. They gave me some pointers as to how how what questions might be asked, what might not be asked, and stuff like that. And it gave me a different perspective as to how an interviewer might think. So I got to be in the shoes of an interviewer as well, rather than just an interviewee, because I also took the interview of some of the uh, I should not say junior, as in they were not junior. I was the junior from age perspective, but yeah, I took the interview of some other clan members who came after me. So, like I said, it gave me a perspective of somebody who is interviewing somebody else. What type of questions you might ask, what type of qualities you might look for in a person if you are hiring them. So once I understood that, it was clear to me that there is nothing to be afraid of. I was a little before that experience, I was a little taken aback as to how should I portray myself in an interview and stuff, and I got a little anxious because of that. But that very easily cleared up because of these interviews, mock interviews. So yeah, I think that's why maybe in the first interview itself, or the first job that I applied for, I got the job. And yeah, it was a great experience. And yeah, the first job itself was good as well. Yeah, so my experience in the first company, which was Simple Studios, it was great. I got to know how an office works, so that was my first experience in an office. Well, not physically, because like COVID and stuff, so office was closed, but how a team works and how the design department works, how the art department works, and stuff like that. How the obviously the how the engineering department works, everything around that, how to communicate, how to collaborate and stuff. So everything was great on that front, and yeah, it was all good. So I was able to apply all the knowledge that I had, and it wasn't exactly an extremely complex game. So uh, it wasn't every day that I got to learn a lot of new stuff, but I did get to know how you can create a game from start till finish, from literally a prototype to the fucking production of the game, getting it out there on the market. So yeah, that was a great experience. So rather than me learning a lot of technical aspects in my first company, I got to learn about a lot of other aspects aside from technical as well, non-tech and design and art and stuff, all of that stuff. So I think it gave me a sort of all-rounded approach as to how to approach a game, making a new game. So that was great. In my second company, which is GSN, it was a rough road for me because that was something that I hadn't done before. I was inside the technical department. I was given a specific team which handled the entire architecture or the support for all other teams. So I worked with a few people, and I had to collaborate sometimes with different teams and stuff. Sometimes I had to work on stuff which was directed towards the legality of the game, as in terms of conditions and stuff like that. So whenever there was some change related to that, my team, not my team, our team was the one who handled all that stuff. And mostly it was like the other teams were working on the base architecture of the game. So the base architecture is something that we handled ourselves. So yeah, that was our job, and it was a complex game. It was a fairly complex game. So I got to learn about a lot of technicalities and stuff, and I understood how the architecture can impact the performance of the game so much. And yeah, that was a great experience. The only problem was that I didn't get a lot of support from my team itself because I was the junior most and they didn't have the time themselves, I guess. But I was feeling a little, eh, how do I put this? Claustrophobic, I would say, because tasks piling on and sometimes me not being able to complete them because of the technicalities. And if I went for help, ah, not great. So that's one reason why I left, and I also wanted to make my own game. So that's where I'm at right now. It's not necessary that if you like to play games, then you'll love to build games as well. That is not how it works. Absolutely not. It might be a good bridge, but that is not how it works. So if you are unsure about if you want to make games, just fucking make games. You'll understand if you want to or don't want. It's not like you'll until unless you're in denial about the fact if you want to or not want to, you'll get your answer yourself after making something or after at least trying to make something. You will not get your answer until unless you do it. And the same goes for anything out there. It doesn't matter if it's game development, it doesn't matter if it's, I don't know, anything out there. So yeah, as far as building games goes, if you like that, if you don't know that, build one. You'll know that. And after that, if you think if the industry is paying well enough or not, if that is the case, if that is all those questions popping up, then I think obviously it's a fair question to ask before because yeah, obviously you're living in a in this type of world where money is important. So yeah, it's a fair question. But the answer to that is the growth is extremely good, and as far as I have seen, the start might be a little smaller than the rest, than the small amount of average out there, but the growth is good, and the industry itself is growing at a very huge pace. And as far as I have understood in the past years, even though a lot of my peers have gone through this COVID recession slash the current recession that is going on, there are still openings for game development jobs. Because what's gonna happen if the others are are unemployed? They're gonna play games. Who is gonna make games? You.